What is up, race fans? My name is Owen, and welcome back to the Ben Fender podcast. And in this one, I will be reviewing the Miami Grand Prix. So this is a sprint weekend. And it was pouring rain in Miami for the sprint. Yuki Tsunoda had a pit lane start. Then, getting to the actual sprint, Kimi Antonelli and Oscar Piastri were on the front row. Then Charles Leclerc ends up hitting the wall on the formation lap. So Leclerc is out. And before the race even started, they red flagged it because there was way too much spray to be safe. So they red flagged it for about half an hour or something like that. Then when they got going, Oscar Piastri took the initial lead. Then DRS got enabled at lap 11. So over halfway through the sprint. Yuki Tsunoda ends up pitting for scuffs. Then green flag pit stop start. Then Carlos Sainz hits the wall and gets a flat. He ends up retiring for the race, so he is out. After that, Lando Norris ends up taking the lead when Piastri pit. Then Fernando Alonso blows a tire and hits the wall, bringing out the first safety car, and Alonso is out. After that, Max Verstappen got a 10-second time penalty for an unsafe release. Then Lando Norris ends up winning the sprint. So, the top 8 and all who got points were Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, Lewis Hamilton, Alex Albon, George Russell, Lance Stroll, Liam Lawson, and Ollie Behrman. Going on to the main event, wet tires are available as there was a rain shower that was supposed to hit the track. I don't think it ever did. So, yeah. Then Pierre Gasly also had a pit lane start, or has a pit lane start for the main event. Max Verstappen and Lando Norris are on the front row. Verstappen takes the initial lead. Jack Doohan gets a puncture, and that brings out the first virtual safety car, and Doohan is out. Alex Albon, or Fernando Alonso, spins. Gets back going, no caution. Oscar Piastri ends up taking the lead. Then green flag pit stop start. Then Ollie Behrman starts to slow and ends up stopping on track. So there is the second virtual safety car, and Behrman is out. Yuki Tsunoda got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pits. Then Bortoleto stops on track, bringing out the third virtual safety car, and he is out. Then Liam Lawson ended up retiring his car as he had a giant puncture in one of his side pods. So Lawson is out. And Piastri ends up holding on for the win. So the top 10 were Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris, George Russell, Max Verstappen, Alex Albon, Kimi Antonelli, Liam Lawson, Lewis Hamilton, Carlos Sainz, and rounding out the top 10 was Yuki Tsunoda. Yeah. And even with Yuki's 5-second time penalty, he still managed to finish in the points. And with the win, this marks Piastri's third straight win, which a McLaren driver hasn't done for a while. I forget when they actually said, but yeah, it was a long time. This was a pretty cool event. One thing that I didn't mention earlier was for the parade around the track with the Lego collab for F1. Uh, there were life-size F1 cars based off the Lego F1 cars that we have that are out, and the drivers ended up getting into a little bit of chaos with them, but what do you expect? Um, and the smiles on the drivers' faces while they were driving 20 miles an hour around the track in Lego F1 cars were. I think I think even Kimi Räikkönen, the Iceman, would have been smiling if he was in one of these cars. So yeah, um, the driver of the day ended up being Oscar Piastri. Um, and all in all, this was a pretty good weekend. The sprint race, I would probably give. There was good racing throughout the whole thing, so I'm gonna give an 8 out of 10 for the sprint race. For the main one, I'm probably also gonna give. I'll probably give it a 9.5 out of 10. So yeah, definitely a good weekend altogether. Um, so with that being said, actually, as we are a quarter of the way through the season so far, give a little update on the drivers' standings. So, Oscar Piastri is leading with 99 points, followed by his teammate Lando Norris with 89 points, followed by Max Verstappen, who has 87 points, then George Russell with 73, Charles Leclerc with 47, Kimi Antonelli with 38, Lewis Hamilton with 31, Alex Albon with 20, Esteban Ocon with 14, Lance Stroll with 10, Then there is a three-way tie for 11th with Pierre Gasly, Nico Hulkenberg, and Ollie Behrman, all with 6 points. Then there are 3 drivers that are tied for 14th with 5 points, and they are Isaac Hadjar, Carlos Sainz, and Yuki Tsunoda. And then the 4 drivers who don't have points at the moment are Fernando Alonso. That I'm a little surprised by that one, but because it's Fernando, but the other one's not really surprised. Liam Lawson, Jack Doohan, and Gabriel Bortoleto. All with no points. So, with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, as well as go check out my other channels, one being my main of Fanrantan, and the other one being a D&D one that is under the Boundless Shores. Please go check those ones out, and join me for the next race at the Italian Grand Prix in 2 weeks. Thank you all for watching. Peace.